You're going to be under arrest for capital murder. Capital murder.
This is 39-year-old Michael Patton, a scientist working for Raytheon in their rocket science department. Michael perceives himself as somewhat of a genius, but as you will soon see, not even a scientist can get away with murder. On February 19, 2021, Seline police officers rushed to the Patton family residence in response to a shooting. Little did they know they were about to be thrown in for a loop by the scientist. Michael had called 911 to allegedly confess to murdering his wife and 2 kids, along with their 3 dogs and 1 cat. However, when officers arrived on the scene, Michael, who was standing outside with his gun, changed his story and now claimed he didn't know if his wife and kids were still alive. Firefighters would enter the house to find Michael's wife, Tamara Patton, and his teenage son and daughter already dead from gunshot wounds. Due to Michael's new claims, the police weren't sure if the 911.
The moment you hear capital murder, it hits like a punch to the gut. Michael Patton, a scientist and a father, called 911, confessing to killing his family, then backtracked. Why? Is he a mastermind playing dumb or a man unraveling under guilt? The detective's calm demeanor hides a razor-sharp strategy, setting up a psychological chess game. This case isn't just about a crime. It's about deception, betrayal, and a family destroyed. As we dive deeper, notice how Michael's every word feels calculated, yet cracks under pressure. What kind of person does this and thinks they can outsmart justice?
And changed his mind. Nevertheless, Michael is detained and brought down to the station for interrogation, with Detective Joshua Armstrong heading it. With the detective's expertise in cognitive techniques and no evidence to go on, the interrogation will be a headstrong game for Michael, a genius scientist, against an expert detective, making this one of the most absurd cases I've ever seen.
Let me get the person that's going to swab your hands real quick, and then we'll do that and get those handcuffs off of you, okay? You need some?
I'll just sit here and wait.
Okay, you need something to drink or anything?
Please.
Water, okay?
Anything. This one. So confused.
Michael, was that quick enough for you, brother? You go by Mike or Michael?
Usually Mike. Usually Mike.
Okay. Can you stand up for me? I'm gonna get them handcuffs off of you, okay? This is what I was talking about, was gonna take a swab of your hands, okay? Are you okay with her doing that? And Mike, do you have any injuries to you right now? Are you hurt anywhere, bleed anywhere, cut anywhere?
I know.
Okay. Well, do you mind standing up right there on the swab? You've got a bruise right here. Is this old?
Yes, it's a couple days old.
Couple days old. Okay. Anything on the back side, no cuts or anything like that? Do you mind if I let your shirt up?
For it.
You got a, can't tell if that's a scratch over here. You got a cat or something at the house?
3 dogs and
Dogs and a cat? It looks like you got maybe the cat scratch over here on this side.
probably the puppy.
Puppy?
Can I stand for a minute?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Go ahead, Jason.
That was hard.
You were sitting there for a long time. Give me just a second. Here's your cup of water, Mike.
Thank you.
Give me just a second, okay?
Yeah.
Michael seems disoriented and uneasy as he paces around the room. Not long after, Detective Armstrong starts by questioning Michael with basic questions, such as the type of work he does. This is done intentionally to judge if Michael is lucid and conscious. If so, then we will know if the confusion we see is all just an act or not.
And you know, obviously I think you've got some questions that you were trying to ask me a minute ago.
Too, but I don't have any rest. I feel like I need somebody to help me with what's going on. Because I don't have any idea what's going on.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, neither one of us have an idea of what's going on right now either, because we haven't spoken with you yet. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So we really don't know. We don't know what's going on. I think our hope was that you would help us figure out what's going on as much as us help you figure out what's going on.
I don't know what happened.
Are you sound really short of breath. Do you have asthma or medical condition or anything? Or are you just tired? Or I just want to clarify before I ask you any questions or you ask me any questions. You said you did understand your rights. You do want to speak with me, correct?
Start, but I don't know if I start getting overwhelmed. I want somebody to.
You can stop the interview at any time.
Okay.
What was your question? You were trying to ask me some questions when we were coming up the stairway.
I don't know what's happening. I don't remember what happened. I remember working this afternoon.
What do you do for Raytheon?
Configurations. So basically, I make sure everything's right before it gets released. Drawings or documents or whatever.
I really don't know what Raytheon does. What is it?
Defense, missiles, aerospace.
So are you still employed? Is Raytheon is a private contractor that's contracted through the government?
Contracts and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Mainly government contracts.
What is it that you do for them?
The configuration stuff. I run a meeting every month with the Navy. Check all the drawings.
The detective then asks Michael if he has ever been in the military, curious to know his background.
Is it like classified type of stuff, or?
No, I have my classified, or I've been cleared classified, but I don't work on a classified program currently.
Okay. Forgive me, I don't know much about. I wasn't in. I don't know much about.
I'm still learning.
How did you get in? Were you in the military? Is that how you got into that, or?
I got into it later after I got my degree.
Is that something anybody can do, or like, do you need some kind of, what's the degree in?
My degree is engineering physics.
Okay, so that's why that's the physics part of this.
Not necessarily for what I do right now, but I can use it for stuff. I understand electronics and schematics.
I don't understand any electronics or schematics. Were you in the military at all?
I was in the Marine Corps.
And how long were you there?
6 years.
6 years. And did you get deployed at all?
I got injured on prep for deployment, so I didn't go. I hurt my ankle.
Bad, or?
Sprained it real bad, enough that it delayed me past shipping out, so I didn't deploy.
What you and the detective do not know is that Michael had a streak for lying about his achievements. He's known to have allegedly spoken about the various battles he was a part of while in the military. But now, Michael has decided to tell the detective the truth. It's not certain, but it may be that he does not want to risk lying about small matters and instead focus on hiding his crime.
You got a pretty impressive background between the Marine Corps and then the Raytheon stuff.
Try.
Well, tell me a little bit. I don't know anything about you, Michael. I'm trying to piece together the puzzle. I think the same way you are. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you like doing? What's your family like? And who, I mean.
Wife and I have been together since I was 19 and she was 18. We have 2 kids. She's a nurse. Her daughter's a swimmer. Pretty good. Son's high functioning autistic, but he manages some days. Other days that or all doesn't help. I like music.
You collect vinyl? A lot of it?
I just started not too long ago, probably 2 years ago.
How much do you think you got?
40, 50 albums.
Oh, okay.
I'm not hardcore yet. I like music, I like hanging out with my kids. Been binge watching a TV show lately. Just on do an episode or 2.
What show was it?
Supernatural.
You seen Supernatural? I don't know that I've even heard of it.
So we've been watching that. Play video games every once in a while, but I'm not that into it. It's just something to occupy my time. Been getting back into working out recently. Trying to better myself.
You going to the gym or doing it at home?
Gym, but we're working on buying something for the house.
Like a home gym thing? You go in the garage? What You said your son's high-functioning autistic. How old is your son?
13.
13.
Here, Michael is referring to his son and daughter using the present tense, as if to show he doesn't remember what happened to them, but his memory only seems to short-circuit when it comes to his family, as the evil genius seems to remember things like the exact time when he started collecting music.
Say high-function. There's so many different kinds of autism out there. What is his specific?
She is 14.
The detective's use of past tense in asking about the daughters is a mild confrontational technique called the read technique, which Michael seems to have caught on to easily. Anyone in their right mind who didn't know what exactly happened to their family wouldn't have paid so much attention.
Michael's talking about his kids like they're still here swimming, playing, living. It's chilling. He remembers vinyl records and work meetings, but blanks on the day he killed his family? That's not memory loss. That's a script. The detective's use of the read technique slipping into the past tense catches Michael off guard, and you see him squirm. It's a legal dance, testing his lies. As a parent, I can't fathom the pain of losing a child, let alone causing it. How does someone sit there, describing their kids so casually, knowing what they've done? It's a gut-wrenching betrayal.
I'm just trying to learn who your family is. I don't know anything about them.
You said how old she was.
I don't know why I said that. I'm just trying to figure out about your family. I was really trying to figure about you, and
She swims whatever events, and the meets are open, and you schedule whatever events that you want the kids to swim. And it's not structured. I mean, sometimes the coaches will say, I want you in this event.
like the different strokes and like Michael Phelps kind of stuff, like the butterfly and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's only 4 strokes.
Why do you think we're here today? I'm confused on why we are here. You don't remember anything from today?
Think of this the other day, my wife was, we've been working lately, man. We've been struggling a little bit. I've been trying to work on it. I was going to counseling. I haven't been in a few weeks. I've been going to counseling and showing Saturday night. She had one of the guns and was saying that her only way out.
Say that one more time.
She said the only way out was to basically catch up and I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't leave her alone. I kept trying to get the gun away from her. After about 2 hours, I got it away from her. But, basically, if I called in to try to get her some help, they'd take her nursing license away. I didn't know what to do. Her best friend came over, and she ended up staying the night. Maybe that was Sunday night, because she was there all day. Monday when we were working. And I've been watching. I've been afraid that she was going to hurt herself. I hit the guns.
Notice how Michael avoids and refuses to meet the detective's eyes, except for when he's confronted, where he stared at him without blinking, as if silently challenging the detective. When he has confirmed that the detective knows nothing about what has happened, Michael starts to introduce a story as to how his wife was suicidal, which would explain her death.
Her name's Heather.
She worked with her or a high school friend or
They're friends. school.
Okay. You know what Heather's last name is?
She's divorced, but I think she's still using Weber.
Heather Weber? That rhymes. So this was, you think, last Sunday?
Yeah, it was like a couple days ago, Sunday night maybe.
Okay. Do you know what today is?
Thursday or Friday.
Yes. Today is Friday. Okay. So last Sunday night this still happened. Did you end up ever contacting anybody, or you just kind of let the friend kind of?
I want the friend. I've been talking to her. She was doing better throughout. She was talking to me and opening up. And that's, thought we were doing better. And she agreed that she'd do couples counseling with me. And she said that, you know, she's been waffling on it back and forth for about a month. She agreed she'd go. Told me I might not like all her answers, but that she would go because I thought it was important. And so I was going to look into, you know, this.
And so you said you hid the guns. Where'd you hide those at?
I had one of them was up in my office that I didn't use it this week, but I've been using it for a few months in the extra bedroom upstairs. And it was up there. And then the other one was, I had hid it in a bag. I was planning on putting them in my truck and trying to find a friend to take them to for a little while until it blew over and I felt like she was better.
How many guns do y'all have?
2.
Are they both handguns or rifles? So both handguns. Do you know what they are?
There's a Walther, it's a 22, 9mm Springfield.
Springfield. I used to have a Springfield 9mm. I traded it for a Glock.
I never liked books.
I didn't like them until I started carrying them. I learned to love them. So.
Michael's aim is to try and paint a picture of an unstable wife who's suicidal and who might have had a breakdown which resulted in her shooting their kids and herself. He may plan to offer this as the rational solution to his family's death, but he clearly hasn't thought the plan through.
Has your wife ever had any suicidal stuff prior to this week?
A couple of years ago, she had thoughts of it. Through it. We worked through it.
Has she ever had any kind of a medical treatment for it or anything like that?
She just started opening up about when she was in maybe middle school or high school. She went to counseling. Just recently told me that, you know, she was abused when she was a kid. And that's why she's been not wanting to go to therapy with me, because she doesn't like the experience.
Physical abuse or sexual abuse?
From what she's told me.
Do you know who it was that done it to her, like a family or
I
boyfriend?
think it was friends of her dad and maybe her stepdad.
So
She told me about one, including when she was living with her dad in Michigan. There was the neighbor. She was babysitting and woke up to him over her, and there was other ones that she didn't tell me about. She told me.
Oh, so it's like not just one thing, or not just one person, kind of multiple.
More than one. And so she's struggled with that before, and so, like I said, we worked through it. And I've been trying to work through the issues that we've been having. I've never been great with sharing my emotions, and that's why I went to counseling. Trying to be a better husband, a better dad. I've been able to reconnect with my kids a lot. Like, we have a lot more conversations, and daughter opens up to me a lot more.
Have you ever read the book 5 Love Languages?
Detective Armstrong then asks Michael about his religious beliefs, again to check his memory and cognitive impairment.
What all religions was it that you studied in that class that you kind of took bits and pieces from?
After he's confirmed that Michael is indeed lucid enough, the detective starts asking Michael about the events that took place before he was brought in.
Well, Mike, can you just walk me through what you do remember from today, and that way we can kind of try to piece together why we're here today?
working. We were talking to one of my coworkers. They or took a shower. And I came back down. The wife and I were talking about wanting to buy a new mattress. The one we have is too soft. It dips really bad in the middle.
Is it normal for you not to remember your day?
No.
You feel like
It happened the other night when my best friend came over. I was still awake. It was, I don't know what time it was. And they had passed out in the bed, and I didn't want to intrude or anything, so I set up the couch. Before I lay down on the couch, passed out, and my wife actually came out to just check on me, and she found me on the floor.
what happened?
I don't know, I passed out. I don't know. I was tired. I remember standing there thinking I could get on the couch, and then I woke up on my back in the middle of the floor.
You said a minute ago you had them scratches on your back. You said you had how many dogs?
3.
3 dogs? What kind of dogs are they?
2 pugs and a bulldog.
2 pugs and a bulldog? They all stay inside? They pain? It's a lot of dogs in one house.
So I'm having trouble focusing.
Why do you think you're having trouble focusing, or why do you think you can't remember stuff from today?
It's not, you ask trouble remembering stuff, and it's not that I do all the time. I do sometimes. It's got a really bad concussion in high school, and so my short-term to long-term memory isn't always there. That's one of the areas that piss my wife off, is that we'd talk and I wouldn't necessarily remember it an hour later, and I didn't want to reiterate every go over the conversation.
Michael has once again gone back to playing dumb and not knowing what happened. He even claimed to have short-term memory loss, but the detective is not going to fall for it.
And try to go chronological throughout your day today, from the time you woke up, what happened, what you did, what you ate, what you did for breakfast, and what you did for lunch, and what you did for work, and just kind of see if maybe you can piece together, what happened today and why we can't remember it. You remember what you ate for breakfast?
Didn't.
No breakfast at all?
Toast 11.
Did you eat anything for lunch, or was that your lunch, the toast? Did you eat anything for dinner tonight?
So, well,
You don't remember at all? Hmm.
I'm trying. Trying to remember what I worked on today. Just talking to somebody I can't remember, and I don't know what to do.
Do you remember the police coming to your house this evening?
I remember being on the sidewalk on my face.
Okay.
Detective Armstrong's patience while waiting for Michael to answer what he had for dinner that night is impressive to say the least. It's amazing how Michael can remember countless information about other days except the day of the crime.
Michael's story is crumbling. He recalls playful texts with his wife, but can't remember the day's events. That's not a concussion. That's a desperate lie. Detective Armstrong's patience is masterful. He lets Michael dig his own grave. The law here is clear. Inconsistencies in a suspect's story, especially after a 911 confession, are damning. But it's the human cost that hits hardest. Tamara, a nurse, and their kids, full of potential, are gone. Michael's cold detachment makes you wonder, was he ever capable of love? This is where justice steps in, but can undo the tragedy.
911, and you told the dispatcher that you wanted to kill yourself. Do you know why you would tell them that you wanted to kill yourself?
In the last 10 years, there's been 3 times that I wanted to kill myself. If I'd said that tonight, if you want me to be honest with you.
In the last 10 years, you wanted to kill yourself 3 different times?
There's 3 moments,
3 moments?
and I never did it.
What are those 3 moments?
One of them I got, before I went back to school, I got screwed over. Boss. Everything had been going really good. And I didn't see it coming. I didn't protect myself. And I failed my wife. I failed the kids. And we were in a really bad place as far as financials go. And I wasn't doing well coping with it. It was a hit to me. And there had been rumors that my wife had slept with a coworker. She told me it wasn't true, but it was just another piece.
Something else to add some stress. Why were you wanting to hurt yourself today?
I don't know.
I want to help you, Mike, but you've got to remember.
I've been trying to draw my memory, walk through my day. That's what I was doing the whole time I was in the back of that car.
After listening to Michael go on about his life, the detective asks him about his wife, and it seems like Michael can go from not remembering the day to remembering vivid details about it in a matter of seconds.
Other than like what she ate, did your wife work from home today too, or she going
She
to?
always does.
Huh?
She works remote.
Did she?
Yeah, it's permanent remote for her
Did she do that today?
every day.
What are her off days?
Saturday and Sunday.
So she worked today then. Yes, today's Friday. Do y'all work in the same room or separate rooms?
This week we worked in the same room, just trying to save electricity and heat and everything with what's been going on with the weather
and stuff.
And so we were trying to condense where we were so we didn't have to heat as much and use as much electricity. So I sat in the chair and she was on the bed. And we were being pretty playful and bantering. I remember that. We were sending her some playful texts.
Sending her texts like while you're in the same room together, or?
Yeah, we've always done that.
Yeah, just kind of keeping things fun.
Well, she's, in a meeting, I can't necessarily say things and stuff.
So does she see patients? Like, is she like FaceTiming patients or?
They contract a pharmaceutical company.
Okay. Well, I think we're getting a little bit further because you remember sending text messages to your wife today. So
That's earlier.
about what time you think that was?
Early after. It was this morning.
Okay. You remember what she was wearing today?
Sure, yesterday. Man, over back. Can I talk to a lawyer, please?
One more time, sir.
Can I talk to a lawyer, please? I'm in so far over my head. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. That's perfectly your right to do so. So we can get you an attorney and then speak with you after you have an attorney.
If he was a genius, he would have never talked to the police without a lawyer in the first place. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Michael is clearly guilty and he's just playing a really silly attempt at deceiving the detective. But unfortunately for him, he will soon find out that his performance wasn't worthy of an Oscar and he's actually going to jail.
I'm sorry.
You're perfectly fine. You are going to be under arrest, okay? And you're going to be taken over to the Collin County Jail. You're going to be under arrest for capital murder. Capital murder.
Mm-hmm.
You caught me a minute ago whenever I used past tense instead of present tense.
No. Well, now. Wouldn't.
Here's what I need you to do, Michael, okay? I need you to stand up and turn around and face that wall for me, okay?
Stand up for me.
Turn around, put your hands on the floor here. No, don't put your hands on the wall, just face the wall, okay?
No. No, I didn't. Did not hurt anyone.
The detective has had enough of Michael's pathetic acting. What's intriguing is Michael's use of dumb mannerisms to make himself act as if he didn't remember a single thing, even acting like a child who got caught stealing a cookie. Michael's next words would be the final nail in the coffin.
Please tell me it's not true. Please.
Are you talking to me or yourself?
Please tell me it's not true.
Your daughter is deceased.
No! I would never.
It's shocking that Michael thought he could outsmart the detective and get away with it. Impossible to do so when he literally called 911 and explicitly confessed to his crime. And for those of you who didn't catch on to it, Michael said, "I would never." Despite the flawless acting, Michael was finally arrested for his crimes. Detective Armstrong provides a detailed report of things that Michael remembered, ranging from having a toast at 11 to sending playful texts to his wife. This is evidence that Michael is not as clueless as he claimed to be and is lucid enough. Finally, Michael Patton was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
I would never. Those words from Michael after his 911 confession are haunting. He thought he could outsmart a seasoned detective, but his lies collapsed under scrutiny. The legal system worked here life without parole ensures he'll never harm again. Yet, there's no victory. The family is gone, and we're left grappling with why. Was it rage, control, or something darker in Michael's psyche? As we reflect, let's honor Tamara and her kids by remembering their lives, not just their deaths. This case reminds us, justice can punish, but it can't heal the hearts left broken.